and gentlemen, most exit poll predictions, including Times Now ETG surveys, suggest that Karnataka will either retain its tradition of voting out the incumbent government or at the most throw up a hung assembly. It's been a pattern in the state in recent times. The projections suggest that the Congress has better chances of forming the government, the state, rather than the BJP. The odds are in favor of the Congress, and the Saffron Party's last leg campaign blitzkrieg may not just be enough to see it past the halfway mark. While the actual results will only be known on the 13th of May, the exit polls do provide an opportunity to look into what Karnataka results, if they go as per exit polls projections, may tell us about 2024. Will a Congress victory in Karnataka provide a political lifeline to Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party? And if a possible humbling at the hustings for the BJP takes place, then will it have any impact on the party's fortunes come 2024 general elections? We will look closely at these projections and the big picture that comes up on the NewsHour tonight. Let's first take a look at the poll of poll numbers that is coming up on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the sum total of all of those polls. Times Now ETG gives 85 to BJP and 113 to the Congress party. That's just beyond the halfway mark, one extra seat. Rajniti gives 100 to the BJP and 92 to the Congress party. Jan Ki Baat 106 to the BJP, 99 to the Congress party. TV9 Polstrat gives 93 to the BJP and 104 to the Congress party, which is Hung House. Again 114 and 86, that is the tally in CJ. This is a majority for the BJP. And this one is a majority for the Congress party. The others all are 120 Chanakya polls gives to the Congress party, 92 to the BJP. P Mark again 101 to the Congress, 92 to the BJP and 28 to the JDS, and this is where resort politics will begin.
Resort politics. And Pankaja was suggesting journalists can do small business. They can set up a dhaba opposite the resort.
Well, that's fine. My Axis poll gives 71 to the BJP. That's perhaps the worst performance in these poll of polls, and 131 to the Congress party. So at least 3 polls give a full majority to the Congress, but on the other hand, there only one poll gives a full majority to the BJP. If you take the average number, BJP at 94, 106 to the Congress party, 22 to the JDS, and that's how things are stacked. And so, Jay, our resident psephologist, Jay, what do you think? Where is your bet on what numbers? Hung House or Congress for the majority?
I think much like Bihar in 2020, where the psephologist said, nahi, 2%, 3% antar, and the end result was a real surprise. The NDA took it by a whisker. It was just a whisker, but they managed to throw a surprise.
So let's look at the vote share, and we'll look at the ETG Times Now vote share. BJP at a 36.7, Congress at a 40.9, almost 41%, and JDS at 16. That's quite a lot of gap.
Yeah. Now, only thing here is the Congress seems to be going back to its 1999 vote share as per poll jo SM Krishna leke aaye the. He came with a 41% vote. The BJP, however, Navika, the most interesting point, there's no negative swing against the BJP. It's from up by at least 0.5% of the votes. So the only loser in this is the JDS, which is down from its 18.5 to 16. So vote share wise, BJP not a loser.
Well, BJP not a loser, but Congress takes the bulk of the votes, and a 5% difference can give it the majority. Let's take a look at the takeaways that these results in the poll of polls. So, number one, poll of polls shows us that this is going to be, can we just go a little slower, Sharif? Let's go to the first one. Let's take a look. Poll of poll predicts a hung assembly, or at least 2 polls show that Congress gets a majority. Number 3 poll of poll predicts a hung assembly, which is the most favored option at the moment. Let's also look at 2018. Will it be a Congress JDS Sarkar?
Yeah, Sarkar. No, and that is exactly the question I was putting to one of the spokespersons there. That नाविका 2018 में सबसे बड़ी चीज ये थी कि almost within 48 hours of the result, Congress without blinking an eyelid said support to Kumaraswamy. You know, and look at the poll of polls. Whichever way they are, you know, not exciting either for the Congress or for the BJP, the poll of polls is exciting for JDS.
But then the question is, when it comes to the choice of the chief ministerial candidate, will Kumaraswamy demand the chief minister's position? Will that be a deal breaker? That's our takeaway 5, and takeaway 6: hung assembly can lead to an unstable government, and that is a big possibility that we could be looking at this moment. Let's go straight across to our guest joining us tonight as we look at all of these issues. I'm joined by Dr. Anand Ranganathan in the studio to my right, Smita Prakash, editor ANI, joining me on the NewsHour tonight, Ashutosh, senior journalist, Tehseen Poonawala. Have your fortunes improved? Your smile is broader than it was at 7 p.m.
Every time I'm in the newsroom with Smita ji and you and Anand, my smile improves.
How diplomatic.
Always.
तुम्हें किसी की भी support चाहिए हो सकती है. So better keep your options open. Well, let's also introduce.
support चाहिए कि नहीं वो देखना पड़ेगा ना, whether they need JDS की support.
Well, we're also joined by Mr. Gaurav Bhatia joining us, senior spokesperson of the BJP. Brajesh Kalappa, who we always have known as a friend from the Congress, this time fighting the elections from the Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you for joining us. Before I come to all of you, I want to go across to Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, who's joining me on the NewsHour tonight. Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, good evening. And how is the evening looking to you? How many seats for the Congress are you predicting?
141, Navika. I don't change my stand. I've done political engineering, social engineering, hard work. I've done a lot of this one. I think my number will not change. It is 141 with the absolute majority. I don't go by the exit polls. I don't go by whatever this. I am a very practical man on the field. We have done a lot. See, we have shown a united effort. All the leaders has helped us from the national level to the ground level. So we all have given a very big strength to the country for a change. This will be the beginning of national politics.
Well, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, the best scenario by any exit poll is 131 for the Congress. You're saying 10 above that number. Am I speaking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka, or do you think the chief ministerial stakes will open up only after the seats are in your pocket?
After the results, I'll come out. Definitely, I'm not a sannyasi. I will come out. We believe we have run this election on a collective leadership. My ACC president is from my state. All the leaders knows about the entire efforts of all of us we have done. It is not a single D.K. Shivkumar or ex-support. It is all the leaders who have worked together, and these numbers are coming.
But then you're not a sannyasi, you said. If you're not a sannyasi, then all of you cannot have collective chief ministerial position. So who will it be?
I'm very happy at least you are discussing on the chief minister with the Congress president. That means you accept that the Congress party is going to win.
You are saying 141, and I don't know any better because, I'm not counting the votes. So I'm taking you on your word, and I'm asking you, if you're not a sannyasi, then am I speaking to the future chief minister?
We'll discuss on 13th.
On 13th, you'll know for sure. You know it today. You're smiling. Many people say you've done social engineering, you've done political engineering, you've also done a lot of resort politics engineering. So will it be resort politics this time too, or have you kept your chartered flights on standby?
Going to Rajbhavan, sir.
Okay. And you don't need a plane for that.
Thank you.
Which Raj Bhavan?
Which
Thank you,
Raj
Navika.
Bhavan? Dr. Anand Ranganathan in the studios wants to ask you a question. Which Raj Bhavan?
Huh? Karnataka Rajbhavan.
All right. So, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, many people say that in the popularity ratings, Mr. Siddaramaiah may have the edge. How do you respond to that?
I don't want to discuss popularity. See, I am a party president. We respect Siddaramaiah. He was a CRP leader, deputy CM, opposition leader for a long time. He had 5 years of chief minister. Definitely, he will be more popular. Who said no? I don't deny anyone's popularity. Under my leadership, under my presidentship, you are speaking on the chief minister post. I'm so proud of it. Thank you for giving us.
But is it going to be a Rajasthan repeat where for 5 years Mr. Sachin Pilot has been waiting in the wings? Mr. Gehlot did not vacate the seat for him.
I think let us not discuss on other. Karnataka is different. Karnataka political blood is different. Thank you.
Well, Mr. D.K. Kumar, thank you very much for joining me on the NewsHour tonight. And I hope I have your word that on 13th of May, you will tell us about your non-sannyasi plans and whether you are headed to the Chief Minister's seat in Karnataka. I hope you'll keep the promise on 13th and unveil your desires that day. Well, that's a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, for joining me on the NewsHour. Going to the debate and Gaurav Bhatia, the numbers are not quite stacked the way the BJP would have liked it. How do you look at the numbers from the exit polls, and do you think you have an ace up your sleeve? Because only a miracle can give you a government formation chance in Karnataka if we go by the exit polls.
No, Navika, we respect the various exit polls that we've been seeing. And I must say that we are aware that people of Karnataka are blessing the Bharatiya Janata Party again. We will form the majority government and there would be a double engine sarkar. And I must say that election after election, we have seen how Modi is magic and Rahul is tragic. And I must say that even your survey gives us a number of 85, if I'm not mistaken. But I can tell you, I was in Karnataka myself. There was a very cohesive campaign led by Shri Narendra Modi ji, JP Nadda ji, Amit Shah ji, the Chief Minister Bomai ji. And I can tell you that we will be the clear winner on the 13th. One aspect I want to also point out, देखिए इतना डिविसिवनेस था कांग्रेस पार्टी में कि कैमरा जब ऑन होता था तो डीके शिव कुमार और सिद्धारमैया जी कहते थे ये दोस्ती हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे, और कैमरा जब बंद होता था तो वो कहते थे तुमको हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे, बच के रहना. एंड इन द बीजेपी there was, a camaraderie. Everybody was touring all across the state. They were raising the issues of the people, also giving their report card. That was not seen in the Congress party, and what a negative campaign. When you abuse the Prime Minister, call him a venomous snake, when you bring up the issue of equating the Bajrang Dal with PFI, and they never presented their report card even when they were in power. What does it show? It shows a very, very nervous Congress and a very confident BJP. And I can say this with some experience that I have. Even in the past, you remember Mahagathbandhan between the SP and the BSP? Pollsters were giving them 50-55 seats in Uttar Pradesh elections, Lok Sabha. And what happened? We got 63 seats. There are many other examples. I would only say today is the day when we should celebrate our democracy and the festival of democracy and wait for the 13th.
Well, fair point. And let me get in Mr. Brajesh Kalappa. Mr. Brajesh Kalappa, the Aam Aadmi Party clearly doesn't have too much of a stake in Karnataka. But do you think your national dreams, now that you are a national party, will translate into seats in Karnataka, number one? And number two, Do you get a feeling that this will be a decisive verdict by the people of Karnataka, or is your bet on a hung house, going by the average of the poll of polls that we are looking at?
Navika, I'm glad to be on your show again. And as far as the answer to your questions, first is that you asked me a question for which I'll have to wear my analyst cap. And I think, honestly, as a observer of Karnataka politics, I think the Congress party clearly has an edge, one. And two, as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, the perception is that they are highly corrupt. And the perception in Karnataka is that they have completely destroyed the administrative machinery in terms of the fact that even in Bengaluru, where the BJP had not just a double engine, it had a triple engine, where even the BBMP was under the BJP. They have really screwed up by having, so many deaths owing to potholes and everything. So it's been a disaster in the making. And I think people are going to show the BJP the door this time, one. And two, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, as soon as the results to Gujarat happened, people began to speak, including in Karnataka. I remember the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka saying that the AAP was going to pulverize the Congress Party, and therefore the Congress Party had no role in government formation in 23. And somehow they began to realize that the educated class, which had otherwise been voting for the BJP, that is the middle class and the upper middle class, was slowly veering towards the Aam Aadmi Party. So at that point in time, you will remember that, there were some defections from the Aam Aadmi Party to the Bharatiya Janata Party. And two is that at a very important point in time, I'm speaking only of the timing, major channels began to speak of a Sheesh Mahal and 45 crore and so on and so forth. And this was clearly, according to me, aimed at the prospects or harming the prospects of the Aam Aadmi Party in Karnataka. And I think as far as these answers are concerned,
your journalism
well,
is
thank you. Thank you for being on the show and the channel where Sheesh Mahal, Operation Sheesh Mahal was broken. So thank you very much for that, Brajesh Kalappa. But Karnataka, I don't think the story really makes a difference to the prospects of the Aam Aadmi, in Karnataka at all. Did they really have too much at stake in Karnataka for us to aim the Operation Sheesh Mahal at the Aam Aadmi Party's prospects in Karnataka? Dr. Anand Ranganathan?
No, I think AAP, other than Delhi and Punjab, which was a miracle because Congress let it be, has been a disaster all around the country. I mean, let's face it. But coming back to these elections, Navika, let me put, as Mr. Kalappa also put his analyst hat on, let me put my hat on. Come 13th of May, Congress will be the largest party, but the BJP will form the government. It's not a question of Mr. D.K. Shivkumar or Mr. Bomai or or Mr. Siddaramaiah. It's a question of Oberoi's Taj or Westin or Holiday Inn.
Or Eagle Resorts. Eagle Resort.
There's a new resort that you were promoting.
Or the Poonawalla Resort, which is next to the Bangalore airport, which is party agnostic. No, but it does raise a couple of questions. Why do people elect governments? Let's come down to the brass tacks and the basic issues. Something is missing in their lives and the party provides it. It could be a toilet, it could be health insurance, it could be tap water, it could be electricity, it could be a home. What happens once the party already has provided it? What does the voter do? That voter is no longer captive. And I think that is the problem, because if you look at all the data, and I challenge my good friend Tess, who's, by the way, I don't know, perplexingly in mourning clothes today, I don't know why. I challenge him because I'm going to provide him data of the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, the inflation in Karnataka has been 2 percentage points below the national average. The unemployment has been 5 percentage points below the national average. The GSDP per capita of Karnataka has catapulted from 1.8 lakhs to 3.2 lakhs. You see the FDI, there's a 3-fold jump in the last 5 years. So many things have improved in Karnataka in the last 5 years. I'm not even discussing the welfare of 3.7 million Ujjwala beneficiaries, 4.8 million toilets, 4.2 million Ayushman, and so many other things, airports from 2 to 9. So I want to ask him, why have the voters rejected BJP if they've got the welfare, if they've become wealthier, more prosperous, and more healthier? Answer this.
That's a fantastic question you put, Navika. With your permission, I'll answer it. Because when you talk about the last 5 years data, voters understand, and voters of Karnataka are very, very smart. Smitaji comes from there. That 5 years and the 5 years preceding this was Siddaramaiah and the Congress government. Everywhere you went, allow me to finish, they knew the work. When you talk about new industries coming in Karnataka, can you, Anand, show me one? I'm not asking for 10. One new factory that's come in the 3 years of Bomaiji. All of them, including Apple, were done when Siddaramaiah was chief minister. All of them, not one. When you talk about startups and you talk about jobs being created, today there's a massive 28,000, I'm quoting Economic Times, layoff per day from startups. In Karnataka is suffering. And I was in Karnataka when there was those floods. All the IT companies were shut because the water was flooded because of illegal construction. 40%. Tell me another example in the country, ma'am, with you, Smitaji with you, where the Contractors Association one day before the election says, look, we are paying 40% commission. This is the president of the Contractors Association. Contractors never take on any government, whichever government is there. The corruption was unreal, and they were angry not just with the state government, even with the union government. I'm not saying Prime Minister is not popular. Corruption is one issue. Corruption is one issue. Corruption is one issue. The BJP's desperateness to polarize the election. You had Himanta ji making statements that were not required.
Desperate. What about the Congress party? Why would it put in its manifesto and give a chance to the BJP? And Gaurav Bhatia wants to contest the points made by Tehseen Poonawalla. Gaurav Bhatia, please come in.
You know, one by one, I think Tehseen is not what Congress is all about, because they campaign on the ground. They are the king of self-goals. Let me say that with some responsibility. First, abusing the Prime Minister. Tehseen, my friend, is talking about jobs, unemployment, but there they were abusing the Prime Minister, saying he's a poisonous snake. Why? Second, what happened in the manifesto? Who injected communal politics? By comparing a band outfit like the PFI to Bajrang Dal. And then your MLA, Rahim Khan, said, let all the Muslims unite to teach a lesson to Lingayat and the Hindu community. And their last self-goal was when Sonia Gandhi said, we will ensure sovereignty to the state of Karnataka. And that tweet, Navika, has not been deleted so far. It still remains. That means 13th would be a very important day, but nothing can be more important than the sovereignty and the integrity of our nation. And the Congress has already failed every Indian, not just the Kannadigas. And let me just make one more point, which is very important. See, Narendra Modi ji, wherever he went, and Mr. Bomai, they were presenting the report card of the double engine Sarkar and the work done in the last 3.5 years. We didn't get a full tenure of 5 years. We got a tenure of 3 years and some months. And we were still able to deliver. And we all know how Karnataka got an IIT. Karnataka, during the COVID pandemic, got 12.5 crore vaccines, 4 crore beneficiaries who got ration for 2 years.
The campaign is over, Gaurav Bhatia. The campaign is over. The point is, if all the polls are not giving you a majority, then somewhere that message has got lost.
इस पे एक लाइन अर्ज कर देता हूँ जी, मैं एक लाइन अर्ज कर देता हूँ इस पे। हम वो दरिया है जिसे अपना हुनर मालूम है, हम जिस तरफ चल देंगे रास्ते बन जाएंगे। उत्तर प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, गुजरात 2014, 2019 and Karnataka again would be seeing a BJP government, Navika.
Well, तो मैं आचार्य प्रमोद कृष्णम जी से पूछना चाहती हूँ। गौरव भाटिया कह रहे हैं उनमें इतना हुनर है और वो पहचानते हैं इसको कि जिस तरफ चल देंगे रास्ते वहीं बन जाएंगे। कांग्रेस का भी हुनर है सेल्फ गोल्स का, और कांग्रेस ने बजरंग दल की बैनिंग की जब बात की तो आप पहले कांग्रेस के ऐसे लीडर थे जिन्होंने ट्वीट करके कहा था कि भाई बजरंग दल या बजरंग बली को मत छेड़ो। आपको लगता है इससे चुनाव पर, पोलिंग पर कोई इंपैक्ट हुआ होगा? गाली भी दी गई प्रधानमंत्री को जो हमेशा बैकफायर की है कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए, और उसके बाद बजरंग बली का सेल्फ गोल। आचार्य जी, आप कांग्रेस को अंदर से जानते हैं, देखते हैं, और आप कभी सच कहने से हिचकिचाते नहीं हैं। मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूं, जो कांग्रेस पार्टी लग रहा था कि सरकार बनाएगी, उसके प्रोस्पेक्ट्स को कुछ डैमेज हुआ है इन स्टेटमेंट से?
देखिए नाविका जी, 4 पॉइंट हैं जिन पर मैं बात करूंगा। पहला पॉइंट तो ये है कि ये जो एग्जिट पोल है, ये एग्जैक्ट पोल नहीं है, और गौरव भाटिया जी अपनी बात कर रहे हैं इस तरह जैसे कि अभी चुनाव कैंपेन चल रहा है। आपने अच्छा कहा कि कैंपेन इज ओवर, तो अभी रिजल्ट आने दीजिएगा, मगर हमारी पूरी उम्मीद है कि हम यानी कांग्रेस पार्टी वहाँ सरकार बनाएगी, नंबर 1। नंबर 2 पर मुझे फिक्र हो गई है इस एग्जिट पोल को देख के, बहुत चिंता हो गई है, क्योंकि अगर एग्जिट पोल में बीजेपी की सरकार बन रही होती तो कोई फिक्र की बात नहीं थी, लेकिन एग्जिट पोल में कांग्रेस की सरकार बनती हुई दिख रही है और वो 2, 4, 10, 5 एमएलए से बनती दिख रही है। तो मुझे ये 2 रातें बड़ी भारी नजर आ रही हैं, क्योंकि हम गोवा में 18 सीट जीते थे, बीजेपी 13 जीती थी और सरकार बनाई बीजेपी ने। मध्य प्रदेश में हम बहुमत लाए थे और कमलनाथ जी को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया, लेकिन 1 साल बाद किस तरह से क्या हुआ वो सबके सामने। तो आज अगर बीजेपी को पता चल गया है कि भाई 10-15 सीटों से जो है कांग्रेस की सरकार बन सकती है, तो ये 2 रातें बड़ी भारी हैं हमारे ऊपर, और मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, मैं बड़ा चिंतित हो गया हूँ। तीसरी बात ये है नाविका जी, अभी करप्शन की बात तहसीन पूलावाना जी ने कही, तो मैं आज ये कहना चाहता हूँ आपके चैनल पे, करप्शन की बात करना ही सबसे बड़ा करप्शन है आजकल के ज़माने में। अगर करप्शन की कोई बात करता है, आई थिंक यही सबसे बड़ा करप्शन है। करप्शन वरप्शन पे कोई वोट नहीं देता है, और ना ये कोई मुद्दा है। चौथा पॉइंट आया बजरंग बली और बजरंग दल का। ये मैं आज भी कह रहा हूं कि अगर बजरंग दल वाला इशू नहीं होता तो कांग्रेस पार्टी को 15-20 सीटें और मिलनी चाहिए थी। बजरंग दल वाले इशू को और 1-2 और ऐसे मुद्दे हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेताओं ने जो उठाए, उनसे हमें नुकसान हुआ। कितना नुकसान हुआ ये
मसलन कौन से? बजरंग बली के अलावा कौन से ऐसे मुद्दे थे? प्रधानमंत्री को गाली देने वाला मुद्दा जो
हमारी नहीं, गाली तो प्रधानमंत्री जी को किसी ने नहीं दी है, ना गाली प्रधानमंत्री को देनी।
जहरीला सांप कहा था।
भाषा की मर्यादाएं टूटी और सोनिया जी को।
अच्छा, तो सोनिया गांधी को अब आप जहरीला सांप बुलाएंगे? राहुल गांधी को
कांग्रेस पार्टी
जहरीला सांप?
नहीं, मैं इस पक्ष में नहीं रहता हूं, मगर अगर आप मुझसे एक लाइन में सुने नाविका जी कि अगर हमारी सरकार वहां बनती है, कांग्रेस को लोगों ने पसंद किया है, कांग्रेस को लोगों ने वोट दिया है और बीजेपी को दोबारा सत्ता सौंपने की तरफ नहीं जा रही है कर्नाटक की जनता, तो उसका एक कारण अगर मुझसे पूछेंगी तो वो कारण सिर्फ वो है बीजेपी की एरोगेंसी। जो बीजेपी की एरोगेंसी है वो अभी भी गौरव भाटिया जी के लहजे में और इनके भाव भंगिमाओं से प्रकट हो रही है। हम अगर सरकार बनाएंगे तब भी विनम्र रहेंगे, हम सरकार नहीं बनाएंगे तब भी विनम्र रहेंगे।
एक सवाल
ये आपका एग्जिट पोल अगर सही निकला तब भी अच्छी बात है, आपका स्वागत।
आचार्य जी, जहरीला सांप प्रधानमंत्री को बुलाना, ये क्या ह्यूमिलिटी का साइन है? ये क्या बहुत शालीनता से बोला गया था, बहुत अदब से, बहुत रिस्पेक्ट से बोला गया था?
बिल्कुल नहीं, ये गलत है और ये मैं इसका समर्थन नहीं करता। देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी के विषय में कोई अपमानजनक टिप्पणी करना ये उचित नहीं है, लेकिन विपक्षी नेताओं के लिए भी जिस तरह की अभद्र टिप्पणियां बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता नेता करते हैं वो भी बहुत बुरी बात है और लोकतंत्र के लिए ठीक नहीं है।
गौरव भाटिया जी, क्या सवाल है आचार्य जी के लिए?
नाविका जी, एक सवाल है कांग्रेस समझ। मेरा सवाल आचार्य जी से भी है और तहसीन से भी है। राहुल गांधी कहते हैं डेमोक्रेसी खत्म हो गई है, अब जब एग्जिट पोल आ रहे हैं तो डेमोक्रेसी जिंदा है या खत्म है? और दूसरा, आप ये बताइए, मीडिया गोदी मीडिया कहते हैं आप लोग, अब मीडिया तो एग्जिट पोल ये दिखा रहा है कि आप आगे हैं, चुनाव का जो परिणाम आएगा वो देखेंगे, लेकिन राहुल गांधी गलत साबित हुए या नहीं हुए?
आचार्य जी,
लोकतंत्र जिंदा है।
आचार्य जी जवाब दें।
देखिए, लोकतंत्र खत्म हो जाता तो ये चुनाव कैसे होते? लोकतंत्र खत्म हो जाता, लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो गई होती, लोकतंत्र
तो राहुल गांधी गलत है,
तो हम रोज टेलीविजन पे
राहुल गांधी को गलत कह दिया
विरोध में कैसे बोलते हैं?
धन्यवाद।
अगर लोकतंत्र खत्म हो जाता,
धन्यवाद।
अरे भाई,
और
आप
मीडिया गोदी
पूरी
तो
बात
नहीं है
नहीं सुनते हैं।
मीडिया गोदी तो नहीं।
लोकतंत्र, नाविका जी, गौरव भाटिया जी से कहो आज तो।
अच्छा गौरव भाटिया जी, आचार्य जी को अपनी बात खत्म करने दें, 1 मिनट। जी आचार्य जी।
जरूर।
मैं कहना चाहता हूं नाविका जी, देश में अगर लोकतंत्र खत्म हो जाता तो हम रोज टेलीविजन पे बैठ करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार की आलोचना कैसे कर सकते थे? तो ये कहना कि लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो गई है, लोकतंत्र खत्म हो गया है, ये मुझे लगता है ये मुनासिब नहीं है। हाँ, लोकतंत्र को खत्म करने की कोशिश हो रही है, मैं इतना कहना चाहता हूं।
Smita, what do you make from the body language and the words of Acharya Pramod Krishnam? And he's a very, very pragmatic man.
Correct. I think he is right in, in the apprehension that he says that the next 48 hours are going to be long and traumatic for them, because the poll of polls show that it's not going to be a clear mandate. It's a hung assembly, and there are just 3 polls I think which are giving a clear mandate to the Congress, and that is what is bringing up the numbers of the Congress. Now, a couple of points which I want to say is that, one, when he talked about, I think Brijesh ji talked about the disaster that Bengaluru has become. If that the case, then the numbers would have shown that Bengaluru has overwhelmingly voted against the BJP, and that is not the numbers that you're putting out. Two, the thing that we talked about the BJP, being happy or not so happy about the numbers. The thing is that it was a very adventurous step that they took when they did this kind of a purge. We talked about more than 40 seats, in which 46%, in which the
changed the faces as compared to 2018.
Right. When they do something like this, it's a very adventurous step, and they run the risk of losing an election, and losing an election in a state which is the first and only state that they had in South India. They were willing to take that risk when they did the ticket distribution, and despite that, these are the numbers that it has got. That means that political adventurism is something that the BJP still has stomach for. It's not just winning. Every time we say that the BJP is only thinking about winning, it's not that. They did the purge in Gujarat, but Gujarat was a home state, so they can do the purge and know that they're going to win. But in Karnataka, doing this purge just goes to show they have the stomach to take bold political decisions.
Like an entrepreneurial risk.
And the third thing that I want to just quickly point is that when they were talking about polarization and things like that, let's not forget that the SDPI has been going door to door campaigning for the Congress. So it's not just the Bajrang Dal, Bajrang Bali thing. It is the SDPI which said that they will contest in 100 seats, but they have not done more than 16, if I'm not mistaken. They have not contested
even in the last election,
14 seats, and they said it is because Congress is going to get the votes, and they have campaigned for that. 14% is what the Muslim population of Karnataka is, and the
Muslim associates with SDPI.
No,
SDPI
Kharge ji has said that they are willing to accept the support. Kharge ji did not say no. When SDPI said that we are supporting the Congress, why did they say no?
Tehsil Poonawalla, the campaign again.
No.
Please wake up, smell the coffee. The campaign is over, and the worst secret in Karnataka is the Congress's alliance with the
SDPI is an agent of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Oh my God.
It's an agent of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Why didn't the Congress go
Why
at
did the
that
Home
time and
Minister
say
not
that
ban
SDPI
SDPI and tell the election commissioner that we have no evidence?
Why didn't the Congress party tell the SDPI don't campaign for us?
Kharge
They
ji
did
said
not.
it.
Kharge ji did not say no.
Shiv Kumar
No,
said
that's not
they
true.
They said it. They said we
They
don't
did
want
not.
the support. They were very
They did
categorical.
not say
In
that.
fact, the Congress has said we don't want SDPI SDP. I said
What
we
are
want
you
to
saying?
ban
Kharge ji
FP.
did not say
Tehseen
no.
Poonawala.
Very clear.
1 minute.
Very
Tehseen
clear.
Poonawala. In
SDPI
the
and
manifesto,
OIC work
in
for
the
BJP.
manifesto, when you wanted to defend the PFI, you put Bajrang Dal next
How are you
to it.
defending when you're saying PFI should not be there? I am saying this on your show, and Acharya
You
ji is a
equated
Congress
it to Bajrang Dal.
candidate. PFI works
You
for the
brought in the
BJP.
equivalence with the
SDPI
Bajrang
works for
Dal.
the BJP.
जितना
OIC
होली
works for the
आपके लिए
BJP.
जितना
I
होली
dare-
आपके
I
लिए
dare the government
SDPI
to ban
है
SDPI.
आपने उसको इक्वेट कर दिया
Election
बजरंग
Commission
दल के
also
साथ
evidence
but
against
one
SDPI.
minute let me get in Ashutosh
Why is he smiling?
Because he knows I'm speaking the truth. He knows I'm speaking the truth. My color reflects it.
Should I speak?
yes
I think today all the exit polls are showing that the BJP is behind Congress party. If the BJP is behind Congress party, then we should discuss and debate why BJP is behind Congress party. I think that's the core point today. Prime Minister did 2 days back-to-back road shows in Bangalore, and the data shows that even in Bangalore the BJP is lagging behind the Congress party. The issue is, what happened with the BJP? BJP was doing so spectacularly well as a government in Karnataka, then the BJP should be forming the government and the exit poll should show that. The fact of the matter is that whenever there has been a BJP government in Karnataka, whether it is 2008 to 2013 or 2019 to 2023, BJP could not find a suitable leader to run government for 5 years. In 2008 to 2013, they had 3 chief ministers. Yadurappa, Sadanand Gowda and Jagdish Shettar. This time also they have Yadurappa and then Bombay. Now the issue is, where is the, no. Let me complete.
Can I respond?
They have chief ministers in Gujarat who ran Gujarat for 13 years. In Madhya Pradesh, the chief minister ran 15 years, Shivraj Singh Chauhan. In Chhattisgarh, Raman Singh ran for 13 years, 15 years. But let me come. I did not disturb anybody,
Sorry.
please. My point is that the BJP did not have a model of governance. They didn't have a chief minister who could run smoothly, who can take everybody in confidence, and there was huge anti-incumbency. And why Mr. Modi could not win Gujarat?
okay all hands going up,
Right.
all hands going up, but let me first get in Mr. Pratap Kanagal of the JDS, because he's the man who holds the key to what is going to happen in Karnataka. And I want to ask you, all exit polls are giving you between 12 to 31. Nobody is giving you above 31, which means you're definitely not making a government there unless you tie up with one of the others if it is a hung house. Which is the party that you will tie up with? Because Congress is virtually eating into your bastions. Am I right, Jay Mruk?
Yes,
so, Mr. Kanagal, where is the JDS going to go, if at all it comes to that?
First of all, exit polls, even in the past, two elections, none of the exit polls have predicted the JDS numbers correctly. It was always in 2013, they predicted around 24 and we end up getting 40 seats. And even in the 2018, most of the exit polls were predicted less than 30. It's like that. It's always they do forget that there's a party called JDS, while doing the survey. Anyways, coming back to the as I earlier also said that in case of hung assembly, yes, we have to consult our MLAs and leadership and all those things. Then we will take a call what has to be done, whether they have to sit in the opposition or we have to join any government.
Okay.
We are already
So all
both the national party.
Sit in the opposition, or there is
all possibilities, all
So,
options are open.
Is it going to be HDK third time lucky, or is it going to be Revanna as deputy chief minister? Is that that on the table?
No, as I said, there's nothing. We are not yet ready for a coalition government yet. As I said earlier, we will wait for the way the actual election results are out, and then we will take the opinion of all the MLAs who are getting elected. Then we will take a decision.
Well, so all options are open. कहीं भी चले जाएंगे.
If it's a close race,
Yeah,
if it's a
Anand
close race,
Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan, and then Gaurav, I'm coming to you.
Yeah, I think whatever the issues, I think the next Chief Minister, Mr. Kumaraswamy, would be deliberating that. But I want to come to, I want to come to what Ashutosh said, and it's not a question that Ashutosh you're wrong. The question is, what is the issue? Someone please tell me, because I'm grappling with it. Normally for an election, महंगाई is an issue, right? You fight on महंगाई. Unemployment, बेरोजगारी is an issue. So if you have a central election, general election, social security is an issue. ये सब issues हैं. कर्नाटका में issue क्या था? ये कोई मुझे बताए.
करप्शन और आचार्य जी ने कह दिया और आचार्य जी ने कह दिया करप्शन इशू होता ही नहीं.
आचार्य जी Tehseen, please don't. Let me tell you. I wasn't finished. Just 10 seconds.
Sorry.
Because you talked about Gujarat, 13 years of face. You were talking about faces associated with a party winning or losing. I disagreed immediately because Gujarat in the last 5-6 years has changed so many chief ministers. Nobody knew the chief ministers, and yet they defeated anti-incumbency spectacularly. So you're wrong there. So I come back to this. Welfare किया है, inflation कम है, unemployment नहीं है, FDI आ रहा है, prosperity आ रही है, health आ रही है. तो issue अगर corruption है, तो आचार्य जी गलत हैं, कांग्रेस गलत है. Please answer.
Anand, we have to understand this. The corruption issue, the was not raised by the BJP, not raised by Congress or the JDS. It was raised by the Contractor Association.
Okay.
And Ishwarappa was named in that. One of the BJP workers died.
Yes.
It is the Dingleshwar Swami Mutt. He said that 30%.
Yeah.
Even from the Mutt, Lingayat Mutt, Pramukh is saying 30% commission is being taken by the BJP. And the same Swami was called Bommai as a great man. So he's not a fake person. Then there is a police recruitment scam. Who was arrested? One of the BJP leaders was arrested.
All right.
And the
So
BJP
corruption is an issue. Gaurav Bhatia.
Then there is a teacher's scam.
Gaurav Bhatia, the analyst here. 1 minute.
5 seconds. Corruption is an issue, and they have elected Congress.
Let me come. You are talking about Gujarat. Take the case of the coastal Karnataka. In coastal Karnataka, even this exit poll shows that the swept elections because Hindutva working.
तो वहाँ corruption नहीं है.
हाँ, वहाँ नहीं है corruption.
That's what I'm saying. In certain areas, Hindutva work in certain areas.
Okay, so one size doesn't fit
That's what I'm
all.
saying.
Gaurav Bhatia, the analysts feel that corruption is an issue. Some of the analysts feel that. But Acharya ji says corruption is a non-issue. Everything boils down to something else. Where do you stand?
Okay. So, Navika, since I was also in Bangalore and Karnataka, I would say 2-3 things. Factually, we need to present the right facts. There was a press conference and Mr. Kharge was asked that SDPI has decided to withdraw its candidates. What do you have to say? So Mr. Kharge responded by saying that I welcome it from a secular party. Any secular party is welcome to support us. What does it mean for Mr. Kharge?
He could have said when I interviewed DK Shiv. No. Tehseen, please do not interrupt. Please do not interrupt. He's not in the studio. You are. Let him complete his point. But let me just clarify. DK Shiv Kumar, when I asked him, said no STPI. Kharge did not say no STPI. There is a difference.
I have to.
Somebody withdrawing and
somebody asking for support are two separate things.
1 minute.
He's saying I will draw, don't contest. What is he
minute,
supposed to do?
1 minute.
How do
I've
you
asked that
add
question to
Tehseen?
DK Shiv Kumar, who's the Congress
Tehseen,
president.
what did he say?
And go back and
He
see
said
it on
no
YouTube.
SDPI.
1 minute. Gaurav Bhatia. Continue.
Navika, this is very unfair.
Sorry, but you're manipulating.
I just want to tell Tehseen, I have very limited time, but let me now tell
So
him
does
the
the
history.
BJP.
When Siddaramaiah was the chief minister, he was the one who withdrew terror and murder cases on PFI, SDPI workers 1, 2. Even in the last election and this election, SDPI withdrew its candidate to favor the Congress party. What is this rishta? Ye rishta kya kehlata hai? Now coming to Ashutosh. आशुतोष भाई की मुस्कुराहट देख के मुझे कितनी खुशी है मैं बता नहीं सकता हूं कि 2 दिन के लिए कम से कम He wants to slice and dice the Bharatiya Janata Party. He wants to talk about the
remember
failures
there was
of the
a
Bharatiya Janata
spokesperson who
Party.
said if
और
BJP
आपके
lose,
लिए अर्ज है।
I'll shave my
आपके लिए
head.
अर्ज है।
That
अरे
spokesperson is speaking now.
आशुतोष
Did
भाई,
you shave your head,
आशुतोष भाई,
Gaurav
मत करिए
Bhatia?
ऐसा।
You
आप बहुत
said on a
वरिष्ठ हैं।
live TV camera that if BJP will
आशुतोष
lose,
भाई,
I'll shave my hair. You
आशुतोष
did
भाई,
not.
Okay.
इतना नाराज
So
मत
I'm going to
होइए।
smile on 13. Don't worry
सुनिए ना,
about my
सुनिए
smile.
ना।
Okay,
सुनिए ना।
all right.
You should have
All right,
shaved your
he's
head.
not in the studio. Allow him to
सुनिए,
complete.
कोई नहीं, इतना डिस्टर्ब मत होइए।
Question doesn't arise.
Oh, so Gaurav did shave his
देखिए,
head.
आज के
So he
दिन जब
admitted
मैंने बोला कि आशुतोष भाई, you know, last 9 years I have never seen Ashutosh bhai smiling. For the first time,
I've also
I
never
was
heard
delighted.
Gaurav calling me Ashutosh
He was
bhai,
smiling
so I'm
ear to
smiling.
ear. Arey bhai.
Thank you.
Chaliye,
Thank you for
chaliye.
calling me big brother.
Ashutosh bhai, don't do this. Yes. A couplet for you. तुम्हारे 2 दिन की मुस्कुराहट कोई ना चुराए, तुम्हारे 2 दिन की मुस्कुराहट को कोई ना चुराए, लेकिन सच तो ये है कि बीजेपी तुम्हें फिर से हराए। बार बार बीजेपी हराए।
आचार्य प्रमोद कृष्ण, करप्शन पे तो कोई जवाब नहीं दिया गौरव भाटिया आपने। मैं आपको 20 सेकंड एक्स्ट्रा देने को तैयार हूं अगर आप करप्शन पे कोई जवाब।
30 seconds. Thank you. 30.
Okay.
Yes, I will. You know, with some responsibility, I tell you, there is not a single case or conviction where the BJP leader has been convicted. And who is making this charge of corruption? Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Robert Vadra are all out on bail on corruption charges. DK Shiv Kumar himself is facing corruption charge. He went to the Supreme Court, did not get released.
मेरा बस जाते जाते एक ही सवाल है आपसे, क्या आपको लगता है कि फुल मेजॉरिटी आएगी कर्नाटका में कांग्रेस पार्टी की, या फिर रिजॉर्ट और प्राइवेट प्लेन्स तैयार किए जा रहे हैं? क्योंकि लोग कह रहे हैं कि जयपुर और रायपुर के अलावा अब एक डेस्टिनेशन शिमला में भी हो सकता है।
पैसे नहीं है, ओयो होगा।
अस्तबल तैयार हो रहा है नाविका जी, अस्तबल।
नहीं, देखिए गर्मी का
आचार्य जी,
नहीं, देखिए गर्मी का मौसम है और ये हमारा धर्म भी कहता है और वर्तमान राजनीति भी कहती है, और गांव में कहावत है कि जब माल आ जाए तो उसको सुरक्षित रखना चाहिए। तो गर्मी का मौसम है, शिमला कोई बुरा डेस्टिनेशन नहीं है, हिमाचल में ठंड भी है और सब ठीक ठाक भी रहना चाहिए।
तो आप अपने एमएलए को माल बुला रहे हैं और सुरक्षित रखना बहुत जरूरी है। वेल जेमरो, famous last word from you. Where do you think this is going? It is time to predict.
I think poll of polls has made JDS the most happiest. There's a consensus. While some polls are differing for BJP and Congress, there's a consensus that JDS is going to be kingmaker. So I think Mr. Kumar Swamy just recently in an interview, he said, देखो, अगर तुम मुझे जोकर भी कह लो, लेकिन जोकर के बिना ताश के पत्ते पूरे नहीं होते. So
absolutely. Well, numbers will be known. The poll numbers on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, but the real numbers on 13th of May. And we begin our broadcast at 6 a.m. on the 13th of May, Mandate 2023. We look forward to what's happening, which flights are booked, which resorts are booked. We'll bring you all the details, not just in the numbers, but behind the scenes, because we'll be watching the booking of all private charter planes starting today. Thank you very much to all my panelists, and thank you guests for joining me on the NewsHour tonight. Thank you viewers, and just stay tuned to the Times Now broadcast, because the real stories are always here. Thank you. Good night.
You were watching the NewsHour at